Alright guys, let's do this rather quickly, very quick video. First thing first, the name, LUI. Secondly, the game, lifting. Thirdly, you guys are being saluted by me on a daily. The subject, aesthetics. Aesthetics. I mean, look at this picture right here. It is quite critical for today's subject. This guy right here, his name is The Oak, aka Arnold Schwarzenegger. By all measures, the most known figure, the most known phenomenon in the thing called bodybuilding. This dude right here is doing an incline, basically curls, being inclined on an incline bench and doing some curls with dumbbells, of course. Do you think he's doing it by just like that, just by chance, because he likes this exercise, he likes the sensation? Absolutely not. Now, he's doing kind of the same fashion curls. Look at his torso. He's kind of inclined to the back, even though he's not basically putting it on a bench. Yet, the fashion of it is somehow different. This is a classical way of doing curls. Notice that basically his shoulders are being let down. He let them hang with the gravity. Quite essential, quite critical for the execution of this very touchy exercise. Notice that his chest is somehow bombed. The chest is somehow pumped in a sense. It is that critical, right? This guy, by the way, has one of the most iconic biceps and chest development. I repeat, one of the best biceps chest combo until today. He smokes most of the guys when it comes to the chest and biceps development. It is no coincidence, believe me. Now, the same way he's doing basically some barbell curls this time around, yet again, notice the fashion. He's a little bit basically swayed to the back. He let the arms hang down with the gravity, and the chest is pumped. Very important, right? It is no coincidence. It has absolutely to do with the development of the two muscle groups mentioned by the LUI. Again, namely the biceps and the chest. He's doing again with the way I prefer them, even though, you know, he does sometimes this kind of variation. But if I have an advice to give you to choose an exercise, a critical one, almost an order to give you if you follow me, and this is an advice I'm giving to myself as well, because I learned about this quite late in my training endeavor. If I knew better, I would have done it from the get-go, right? But unfortunately, I followed another example for bodybuilding. But you know, it's never too late to correct it. Guys, I want you to do this exercise in this fashion. Your back being slammed against an inclined bench. And that way, your shoulder blades are basically ducked in and slammed. We need them that way. Pump up your chest, right? This exercise not only constructs the biceps in a very specific way that basically relate rather directly to aesthetics, but also promotes the stretchings, not only of these mentioned muscle groups, but of the nerves. Your arms are always hanging down by the gravity. In that fashion, you cannot cheat. Notice the weights. They're rather moderate, even for a monstrous guy as Arnold. You see him doing this fashion again. Look at his arm. They look extended. Even though you're not familiar with this, you will notice that the stretching is rather optimal, right? And this, by the way, will work whether you like it or not. Even in this kind of fashion, even if you don't do it in the hammer way, it will target the brachialis, right? And the brachioradialis, baby, please. Let's go on though. That's it. Another good picture. You can see the brachialis, which is a muscle, by the way, between the biceps and the triceps, being stimulated. It looks like a golf ball, right? And even the brachioradialis, you see him stimulated. This dude right here is a current bodybuilder. He is the torch holder. He is the title holder of aesthetics nowadays. Confirmed by this gentleman right here, who voiced his disappointment when he placed in a bad place in his Arnold Classic, Ohio, right? This is Cedric Aesthetic McMillan. the same exercise. This dude did actually a speech in the Arnold. He said actually explicitly that you need to train in a certain fashion to be and to promote your aesthetics, right? It is not genetics only. It is a way to train. Unfortunately, a lot of freaks do not do this exercise, so when they grow in a rather weird fashion. So again, do it this way if you want to grow and promote this type of growth. Be on a bench, slam your back on it, make sure your shoulder blades are ducked in, pump up your chest, and let your arms hang down with the gravity. This way you're promoting not only growth in an efficient, aesthetic way, but also stretching. Believe me. A lot of you guys actually, when I mentioned this, told me, bro, you are right. I'm doing this since quite a while, and the development is rather different. I mean, look at him. He's not even doing a basically hammer fashion curls, yet look at his brachioradialis, baby, please. It is a sight to be seen, right? Continue though. That's it, the same gentleman. Those are new pictures, by the way, about a week old, and he'll be competing in few days in Arnold Classic Brazil, right? That's it. Side chest. Look at this development. This is no coincidence. You need to train in a certain fashion to grow accordingly. This guy is being aesthetic by design. It is not a coincidence. It is not thanks to the DNA that is available in his daddy's testes, baby, please. Granted, he has some premium genetics, but he is working accordingly to grow in a certain fashion, which were confirmed, by the way, by Arnold and also by Lee Haney himself in basically the press conference, and also this guy. He's training accordingly in the old fashion. You want to be looking like the 70s golden era, like these guys, train like them. What they were, they have some knowledge that has been lost by the advent of freaks. Freaks train just, heavyweight, grind and whatnot. Sure enough, when they grow, the growth is not that efficient. Talking about another efficient guy, let me bring it a little bit down so you guys might see it properly. There we go. So this guy right here, his name is Dorian Yates, 6 times Mr. Olympia. Now, I'll measure one of my favorite bodybuilders. Unfortunately, what I noticed, because I followed his ascension to Mr. Olympia, all 6 Mr. Olympians, I follow them. Even after his injury in this left bicep, look at him, left bicep was injured, and he was training, he was known to train heavy. As a matter of fact, he confessed that he does not know how to train otherwise. And he accumulated a lot of injuries, and also his growth started to be different, to be not aesthetic. Look at his gut. This is a different way of doing these curves. His chest is not pumped. His stretching is absolutely messed up when it comes to the front. His chest and biceps combo were definitely messed up. And if you look back at his basically poses, you will notice that his stretching and his basically his flexibility up there is not optimal. It never matched his back development. His chest was one of the smallest, even though he was one of the biggest guys, and his biceps, even the right one, which was not injured, was all messy. I did not like his front double biceps, even when he was not injured in 1993. Never liked his side chest, and that's because of that, right? Because of the way he trains. If you train in a certain fashion that is somehow messed up, you will grow accordingly. And with all due respect, I did not like the development in that area of Dorian Yates, because he trained in a new fashion, like freaky heavyweights and whatnot. It was not the proper way. This guy did not train the aesthetic way. So that's it, boys. I highly recommend you doing this exercise right here, right? And then you will thank me. Be patient though, and comprehend this exercise is not compatible with heavyweight. Try to do it in drop set fashion. LUI does it only with 30 pounds. Just to give you an example. So do not exaggerate with heavyweight. Do the proper form. Duck your shoulder blades. Let your arms hang down with the gravity and grow in an aesthetic way. Do not forget to pump up your chest. That's what's up. I salute you wherever you are. Don't forget to like the video if you agree, and watch it rather twice for you to comprehend. Comprehend, you must. Understand, you will.